let's talk a little bit about saving and how to make sure that you put things where you want them to go. So I have a document here that I've created, and I'm going to save it. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to choose either Save or Save As. Now the difference between Save and Save As, the first time you save, there is no difference. Both times they're going to ask you where do you want it to go and what do you want to call it. The only reason you would choose Save or Save As is if you wanted to rename a file something different or save it someplace else after you've already saved it once. Other than that, as long as you choose Save and give it a good name and location the first time, every other time you can go ahead and just save. You don't need to do a Save As. So I'm just going to go to File and Save, and it asks me to choose where it goes and what I'm going to call it. Now, it doesn't give me every single location on my computer. It just gives me a few different options. If I wanted to see every single choice, if this save window is kind of small, I notice here, there's a little triangle here next to the name of this document. And if I click on this, this will expand and this will show me every single location on my computer. So now I could go to my desktop into a specific folder on my desktop and be able to save something directly into that. So if you ever don't see the option you need in this window, you can go ahead and click on this triangle to expand this window to see all options. Now what I like to do is I like to save files that I'm working on my desktop. Alright, so I could click on this and pull it down to the desktop. Now using the desktop to save files is kind of like using your desktop at home. If you think about a desk where you might do homework, the desktop is where I put files that I'm still working on. And then when I'm finished with them, then I like to go ahead and put them into folders. That's the way I like to do it. Whichever way you choose is up to you, as long as you have a system that works. So if I wanted to save this to the desktop, I could go ahead and click on this and I could pull down and choose desktop from the list. Or if I like to save things to the desktop a lot, there's actually a fun shortcut. If I hit the command key on the keyboard and the letter D for desktop, it'll automatically change the where in any window I have open directly to desktop. So now I want to give my file a name that's good and descriptive. So I don't want to call this my great file or my awesome paper or things like that. I want to give it a name that tells me what it is, so that if I see this later, I should be able to tell what this file is without having to open it up just based on the name. If it's a file that's going to get turned in to a teacher, you probably want to have your name and possibly your hour in that file name also. So in this case, this is a saving practice file. So I'm just going to call this file saving practice. Now I'm going to save it to the desktop. Now if you don't pay attention to where this goes and you hit save, then it has saved somewhere in your computer, but who knows where it went. So it's extremely important when you save that you pay attention what it's called and where it goes. And now I'm going to go ahead and click save or hit return, and it's going to save my file on the desktop. There it is. Now I can keep working on my file and add whatever I want to it. In fact, if you ever made it to the end of the hour and the bell rings and you're freaking out and you're trying to save your paper really quickly and you don't pay attention where it goes because you don't want to be tardy to your next class. Alright, to avoid that, it's a really good idea to get in the habit of saving your file as soon as you open it. So create a new document and then save it right away. Give it a name, give it a location, and do that first. Now, once I've done that, anytime I add something to it, if I need to go ahead and save this document or change the save my changes that I've made to it, all I have to do now is just go to File and Save. It already has a name, it already has a location. I don't have to worry about that. If I just hit File Save, it replaces the old one with my updated copy, and I'm done and I'm ready to quit and move on. There's also a shortcut to save, and that's using the command key and the letter S. So if I just simply hit command S, it'll automatically save my document, replaces the old one with the new version, and I have all my changes saved in case something happens. You cannot command S enough. Alright, if you've ever typed something and then had something happen and lost it all because you didn't save, this is a good way to avoid that. Save it first, give it a good name, and then every few minutes or every time you get a break or you're stopping to think about something, just throw a command S in there. It'll go ahead and save it and make sure you have the most updated version.